Okay, this demonstration is going to involve how to use some masking when applying effects to only a certain portion of your text or graphic rather than applying it to the whole thing. Sometimes you want to use masks to have maybe a light sweep crawl across the text, or to make light rays shoot out from left to right, but not across the whole thing at once. And that's what we're going to do. I'm going to click on this layer and show you what would happen if we put a effect, generate, and Lightburst, and just show you how intense this effect is. I'm going to change up here. I'm going to change the red length 120, and you can see that's a pretty intense effect. And even though it looks very neat, it's very difficult to read our text as this thing crawls across until the effect eventually fades out, which we can do by decreasing the intensity. We can actually animate the intensity going down and eventually just going down to 0, as well as the ray length. We would have to animate that going down to nothing. And so rather than doing that, what we're going to do is we're going to apply a mask to just a certain portion. So we're going to go rectangular mask. I'll zoom out a little bit, and we're going to put a mask from top to bottom right through there. And I actually forgot we need to copy the layer. So let me just delete that mask. Don't want to confuse you. So we're going to hit Control D. I'm going to press Enter for that second one, and I'm going to call this Masked Layer. And actually that needs to go above. So the masked layer is going to be above, and we're going to click on Rectangle, mask it from top to bottom. And just to show you what it's doing, I'm going to change the hue and saturation here. We're going to go to Color Correction, Hue and Saturation. And if I change the hue, you can see it's only affecting what's inside that masked area. And if we click on this layer and press MM twice, actually do it again, then it gives us all the mask options, and we can adjust the feathering, which will soften the edges of our mask. See, if we don't have any feathering, we've got a hard edge right here from orange to blue. If we increase the feathering, it gives us a really nice transition. So we'll put that back to 0 for now. Actually, let's put it on about 50, because we are going to need to have that. The mask opacity, you can see you can fade it out in just that area. And the mask expansion will expand that effect, and that's a pretty neat effect there too. So what we're going to do is we're going to apply a light burst just to that area, to that masked area. We're going to go to Generate, Light Burst. You see the rays are applied. I'm going to put the ray length to about 150. And even with 150, and let's say our intensity is 175, I want that to be pretty high. You see, even with the ray length at 150 and the intensity at 175, it's still very easy to read our text. And so what we're going to do now is we're going to click on the edge of the mask. You see it solidifies this corner and corner, and these two are still hollow. If I were to move that, it would move that edge of the mask. Okay, but what we're going to do is we're going to select the entire window, the entire mask. We're just going to move it off the screen for just a minute. We're going to click on Mask Path and turn on the stopwatch. And let's actually turn that off. Let's start at about 2 seconds. and we're going to hit mask path, and we're going to animate that going across, which is going to animate the effect going across, because the effect is now contained within this mask area. It actually is on the entire layer, but it's only going to show through this masked area. And we're going to have this go across in about 1.5 seconds. So we'll go to 310. I'm going to drag the mask across. I'm going to hold down Shift so it goes horizontally. And that should do it. And we're going to go a little further. Press N to finish our work area. Zoom in, and let's hit our RAM preview and see what we've got. Now, while this is building, I'll say that as a word of warning, this does not work well with photos. As cool as it would be to apply this to a photo, there are way too many colors in a photo to generate that all of those light beams. Generally, this is good for single color graphics, text, or other, or maybe a logo, single color logo, that kind of thing. But it doesn't work well with photos. Your computer will probably freeze up if you apply it to a photo. Okay, it's just getting to the end now of the Lightburst, and so it should jump pretty quickly to the end once it gets to this area. There we go. And there's our effect. Not bad. Probably go a little bit slower, and that would just make the effect a little bit more enjoyable, I guess. Maybe make it last a little longer. We would spread out those keyframes and then generate that again with the RAM preview. But that's it. That's how to apply an effect to just a particular area on a mask. The second, or the next, excuse me, the next, lost my train of thought. Video clip will show you how to create a light sweep going across.